Hi, it's Nathan. Uh, I needed to start posting some content solo to our channel, and I wanted to do this one on self care. Uh, if you're not alright, then, you know, nothing else really matters. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. So I wanted to cover just a few simple things that I do um, to make sure that I can keep going. And I didn't want to do like gear reviews and all that, at least not yet. If people want to see that, then I suppose I'd try to do more of it. But right now, I just wanted to focus on what I do to be self sufficient in the way of taking care of myself. And the first and easiest one, I cut my own hair. It doesn't always look great, but from about 10 feet, I look like someone that lives in, a civilized world. And I'm not going to get into hair clippers. I'm sure all of you know where to get them and the different brands. But yeah, there's a lot of videos on YouTube to give you ideas on how to cut your own hair. So that one's pretty short and sweet. Uh, Something else that I have found that helps me a lot, and a lot of you will probably identify with this. I have a leg injury from when I was younger, and because of my job, I'm on my feet all night. Uh, and to help with that injury, I take collagen. This is just some stuff I found at Walmart. Uh, we've found, through reading on the internet, that it suggested to drink your collagen. And I was trying the pills, they didn't work for me. I mean, they helped my issue with my leg, but they were giving me headaches. So I switched to this stuff because it's all natural, grass fed, and it's a powder form. So you got to mix it in something hot like your coffee when you first wake up. But it works really well. I have no headaches after taking this, and it really helps my leg out. Um, Again, if your legs aren't working, then you're not working. You have to be able to move around and without being in constant pain. We've got too much going as far as society and medical science for us to be walking around hurting all the time. And I don't like the idea of pain meds. That's a nightmare you hear about in the news all the time. But this is something I can take that makes me better without any risk that I'm aware of if used reasonably. The next thing, I guess it's kind of centered on feet today and legs, but shoes, footwear. I don't have a huge budget, but I'm fortunate enough to have some footwear that gives me a variety of uses. In Ohio, we can't just get a one kind of shoe works for every situation because you folks in Ohio know in the summertime it gets really hot and muggy, wet, and in the wintertime it'll get really cold in the negative temperatures and sometimes quite a bit of snow. So you're going to need a variety of footwear to deal with that. Again, protecting your feet. You got to keep being able to move around. Mobility is a lot. I'm just going to show 3 different types of footwear that I've got that have really worked for me. Some of these were picked up like discount, a few years ago. You find this stuff on sale. They come out with the new shoe, and then suddenly, last year's model is half price somewhere. Look for that. It'll save you a ton of money, and you get some nice stuff. I'm not a cop, I'm not security, but I like tack boots for the winter time. This is not a warm weather boot. I'm working on getting something that's more warm weather, but in the snow, for me, this is great. It grips well. It's got a sneaker bottom, and it'll keep the snow out if you keep the leather oiled up on it, or the water. Works pretty well for that. You don't always want to be wearing a boot in certain situations, so I have this. This is a waterproof shoe. I don't know how long it'll stay waterproof, but there's like a kind of a plasticky stuff inside the shoe, so it makes it hot. Uh, you don't want to try and wear this when it's warm out. Anything above like 40 or 50 degrees, and these will cook your feet. But when it's super cold out, you can put these on and your feet are fine. So yeah, that's my winter shoe. And then obviously you want to have something for the summer, and this is my summer shoe. Um, Not waterproof. It breathes really well, so there's ventilation for your feet. And it's a sturdy shoe that I mean, I don't walk around in the woods with these. I'm trying to save them. I actually love this shoe, but yeah, summertime shoe. And I try not to keep much more than that as far as shoe variety. I don't want to collect up too much stuff, but a shoe for every situation. I won't get into work shoes because that's very specific as far as different people. We all have different needs for our work shoe because there's so many jobs, so many things you could be doing. So I'll leave that one alone. You guys know what you need for your work shoe, but that's my take on feet and legs and self-care. And I wanted to keep this one short and to the point. And my last one that I'm going to cover for self-care is sleep. Most of us, we don't have the luxury to just pick when we're going to sleep or how long we're going to sleep. Sometimes people with crazy schedules, you get sleeping when you can, which is unhealthy. Try and set a sleep pattern. That's going to help a lot. Try and pick a time where a window where you're going to lay down and go to sleep. Also, try to keep the room you're sleeping in a little cooler than you normally think would be comfortable for relaxing and sleeping. If you drop your core body temperature by just a few degrees, it can initiate a drowsiness that'll help you get to sleep. And they've done studies in this, I think, out of UC Berkeley. There's a sleep lab out there, and I think the guy's name is Matthew Walker. So yes, I have read a little bit about this. I'm shaking the table. And it's proven. A little bit cooler. I think we've kind of shot for like 65 degrees in our bedroom. That's been working for me. And I lay outside the covers for about 10 to 15 minutes before I put any covers on to try and let heat escape my body because, well, that's how it works. Less insulation means that you're going to lose some heat. And then I try to get comfortable with whatever sheet or blanket I might need to, feel comfortable. That's how you get to sleep. But sleep's important. I mean, at a certain point, I believe I've read that if you're sleep deprived, it can actually be the same as you being awake and intoxicated as far as brain function goes and reaction time. So that just goes to show how much sleep deprivation can impair you. And I'm guessing it probably affects your health. I don't want to get into that because we could probably talk about that for quite a few hours. But yes, sleep is a big part of self-care. And sometimes you don't have the luxury of setting a schedule for that. But by all means, figure out what works for you to get sleep. And with that, I'm going to keep this one short, but I do think this one's important. Being self-sufficient means being able to take care of this body that you're moving around in, because this is what we've got, and at least for right now, it's the only one we're getting. They might change that, though, if you got enough money here in the future. Okay, I've kind of rambled on a little bit towards the end there, but self-care, it's important. And thank you for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you're into what we're talking about, and we appreciate all the support that we've been getting already. Thank you. Bye.